Hello and welcome to Wisdom and Wealth, a channel dedicated to helping those of you over 40 navigate life's challenges with wisdom and build a richer, more fulfilling existence. We explore practical philosophy, financial insights, and mindful living strategies to empower you to live your best life, starting today. In this video series, we are looking at Buddhist wisdom and how it applies to the law of cause and effect. Chapter 1, You Can't Run Away from Yourself, will give you a great perspective. Before we dive in, if you're finding value in this type of content, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth discussions on similar topics. We're here to help you cultivate both inner peace and external success. You know, sometimes, when life throws curveballs or when you're grappling with persistent problems that bring you pain, a very common desire surfaces, the desire to escape. You might find yourself thinking, if I could just move to a new city, or if I could land a different job, or if I could surround myself with new friends, then everything would magically fall into place. It's a perfectly normal and understandable feeling to have. We are not alone in wanting change. This is the basis of the pursuit of happiness, and sometimes it's all that can keep us going. The important thing to remember is that we are not running from problems, we are running from our perceived inadequacies to deal with them. If that is not addressed, then changing cities will do nothing to address the problems. Often, we instinctively look outside of ourselves for that elusive peace, for happiness, for a way to simply feel good. So, you might embark on some significant life changes, packing your bags, relocating to a new place, embarking on a completely new career path. You sincerely hope that altering your external circumstances will somehow magically mend the way you feel on the inside. But all too often, after a certain amount of time has passed, you begin to notice something quite surprising and possibly disappointing. The same familiar feelings of worry, anxiety, or perhaps anger, or even persistent sadness, start to creep back into your awareness. The same types of problems seem to resurface and happen again, even in the brand new setting, with the new job, with the new circle of people. It feels almost as if you've brought something unwanted along for the ride. This is because the core challenge wasn't solely about the specific place, or the particular job, or even the situation itself. The real challenge lies in the underlying patterns within your own mind. At Wisdom and Wealth, we understand the pursuit of happiness, so if you're enjoying this, like and subscribe. It will help the channel and help us make more videos like this. Your mind, encompassing all your thoughts, feelings, and habitual ways of perceiving the world, is your constant companion. It travels with you wherever you go, much like your own shadow. The Buddha, a profoundly wise teacher, articulated this simple yet profound truth: our mind essentially shapes our world. If your mind is a serene and calm place, your world will invariably feel calm, irrespective of your physical location. Conversely, if your mind is perpetually troubled and agitated, you will likely experience unhappiness, regardless of where you are situated. Take a moment to consider how you typically react when faced with difficult situations. Do you tend to become easily angered or frustrated? Do you find yourself frequently feeling worried or fearful? Do you often resort to blaming others when things go awry? These reactions are akin to well-worn paths that you've traversed repeatedly within your mind. They gradually evolve into ingrained ways of acting, becoming strong habits. Even when confronted with a completely unfamiliar situation alongside different people, these deeply ingrained habits have a tendency to reappear. It is like you are playing the same song, even though the stage is new. In the teachings of the Buddha, these strong old habits are called vasanas. They have power over us if we do not see them clearly and understand them. Thinkers and philosophers from various cultures and eras have recognized this similar pattern. The Stoics, for example, were a group of thinkers from ancient Greece and Rome. One of their teachers, Epictetus, famously said something like this: people are not upset by things themselves, but by what they think about those things. This idea points to the same truth: what happens outside is not the main cause of our suffering. It is how we feel and react inside, how we think about what happens, that often brings us pain. We cannot always control what happens outside, but we can learn how to work with our reactions inside. If you are enjoying this video, and this is the kind of content that you want to see, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. So, when you feel that strong wish to run, to leave everything behind hoping to find peace, pause for just a moment. The deep understanding here is this: you are not running from the world. You are running from your own mind's way of reacting. This thought can change how you see everything. It helps you understand that the real work is not outside, but inside. The power to make your life feel better is found in understanding and training your own mind. The Buddha spoke about the mind very clearly. He said, "Mind is the leader of all things. Mind is the master, mind makes them." If someone speaks or acts with a troubled mind, suffering follows them, like a cart will follows the ox that pulls the cart. This means our thoughts and intentions are the beginning of everything that comes after. He also said, "No one else, no mother, no father, nor any other relative, can help you more than your own mind, when it is guided in a good way." This shows just how much strength and help we can find within ourselves, simply by guiding our mind. Seeing that your mind goes with you, and shapes everything you experience, shows you where the real path to peace and freedom begins. It begins right here, within you. Chapter 2, Karma is a pattern, not a punishment. Sometimes, when we talk about things that happen to us, we might wonder why. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, it's natural to seek explanations for the events that shape our lives. Why did this good thing happen? Why did this difficult thing happen? This leads us to the idea of karma. Now, the word karma can sometimes make people think of something like a god keeping score, giving out rewards or punishments. But in the teachings of the Buddha, karma is much simpler and more like a natural law. It's the law of cause and effect in action. It simply means that your actions have results. As we continue this discussion, please give the channel a like and subscribe to see more videos like this in the future. It's like gravity, it's just how the world works. The word karma itself comes from a very old language and it simply means action. But the Buddha taught that the most important part of the action is the intention behind it. What you mean to do when you act, speak, or even think is the key. Imagine you are planting seeds in a garden. If you plant a seed for a beautiful flower will likely grow if you care for it. If you plant a seed for a thorny bush will grow. Karma is like this. Your actions, especially the ones you choose to do with a certain intention, are the seeds you plant in the garden of your life. The Buddha said directly, intention, I tell you, is karma. This shows that your purpose, your inner meaning behind what you do, is the most powerful part of the action. With this understanding, let's continue our examination of how your actions shape your reality. When we do the same kinds of actions again and again, especially if they come from strong intentions, maybe intentions driven by wanting things too much, or feeling angry, or being confused, we are planting those specific kinds of seeds over and over. These repeated actions, guided by our intentions, become strong habits. These habits are our karma. They shape the way our life unfolds right now, and they influence the experiences we will have in the future. It's like building a path. The more you walk on it, the clearer and stronger the path becomes. Your repeated actions build the path of your life. To ensure you never miss future discussions, subscribe to the channel today. This idea of building character and life through repeated actions was also seen by wise thinkers in other parts of the world, a long time ago. A Greek thinker named Aristotle talked about how we become good people by doing good things regularly. He said that if you want to be a fair person, you must do fair actions often. If you want to be a brave person, you must do brave actions often. If you want to be a calm person, you must practice being calm. This is very similar to the idea of karma. When we choose to act with good intentions and repeat those good actions, it shapes who we become and it shapes the results that follow in our lives. Our actions create our character and influence what happens next. So, if you have ever felt like your life is set in stone, unable to change, understanding karma offers a different view. With this in mind, we can realize that what we want is within our grasp. The deep understanding here is this: your life is not fixed like a stone. It's like a pattern that can change, and you are the one who can change it. This is a hopeful idea. It means your future is not decided by something outside of you. Take control of your future now. If the patterns you see in your life are the result of your past actions and intentions, then you have the power, right now, to choose different actions, with different intentions, and begin creating a new, better pattern for your life. The Buddha taught often about the connection between what we do and what happens as a result. He used simple words to explain this law. He said, as you plant the seed, so you will get the fruit. Those who do good things get good results. Those who do bad things get bad results. The seed you plant will surely give its fruit. This simple farming truth explains a deep law of how life works. He also said, I am the owner of my actions, karma, I receive the results of my actions. My actions are where I come from, my actions are like my family, my actions are what support me. Whatever action I do, good or bad, I will receive its results. This is a powerful statement about responsibility. It tells us that we are not just waiting for things to happen to us. We are actively creating our future, moment by moment, through the choices we make and the actions we take. Understanding this truth puts the power to change your life back into your own hands. If you want more information on building the life you want, please subscribe. Chapter 3: The Self is not a thing. We often feel a very strong sense of me, or I. It feels very real, like one solid thing that stays the same over time. It feels like a fixed person inside us, separate from everything else. But the teachings of the Buddha look at this feeling of self in a different way. Buddhism teaches that this idea of a solid, unchanging self is not completely true. This teaching is called anatta, which means no self or not self. Understanding this teaching can help us a lot, because holding too tightly to a fixed idea of me can cause a lot of pain and suffering. Think about what you call you. There's your body, which is always changing, getting older. There are your feelings, happy, sad, angry, calm, they come and go. There are your thoughts and ideas, they are constantly moving, changing from one moment to the next. There are your memories, your awareness. All these parts are always in movement, always changing. Don't forget to like the video. They appear and then they pass away. The self or me is not one solid, unchanging thing. It is more like all these changing parts working together. Think of a river. A river seems like one thing, but the water in it is always flowing, always new water. The river is never exactly the same from one moment to the next, but we still call it a river. What we call me is like this flowing river of changing parts: body, feelings, thoughts, ideas, awareness. Even modern science seems to agree with this idea in some ways. Scientists who study the brain see that our brain, our personality, and even our physical body are always changing. They have not found one single, fixed part in our brain that is the permanent, real me. Be sure to subscribe for content that challenges you to think differently. This scientific view that everything is always changing is much like the Buddhist idea that things are not fixed, including the idea of a solid self. A wise thinker from long ago named David Hume also looked deeply into his own mind. He said that when he looked carefully inside himself, he could not find one single, solid self that stayed the same. He only found many different thoughts, feelings, and senses, all changing very quickly, one after the other. He thought there is no lasting, solid self to be found. So, if that feeling of a solid me, who has problems, who needs to run, who needs to be protected, feels heavy, consider this deep understanding: the fixed self you're trying to protect or run away from isn't truly solid. It's more like a story you keep telling yourself. This thought can bring a feeling of freedom. If the self is not a real, solid thing. If it is just changing thoughts, feelings, and habits, then you are not permanently stuck being that self with all its problems. You have the possibility to change the story you are telling yourself. Give the video a thumbs up if you appreciate this unique perspective on self-identity. The Buddha spoke clearly about this idea of not self. He said, all things are without a self. He also taught that the parts that make up what we call a person, the body, feelings, perceptions, mental habits, and consciousness, none of these are a fixed, permanent self. He said, for example, monks, the body is not self. Feeling is not self. Consciousness is not self. He taught that we should see these things with true wisdom, understanding, this is not mine, this I am not, this is not myself. Understanding that the self is not a fixed, solid thing like a statue, but is always changing like a flowing river, changes how you see your problems and your possibilities. It shows you that you are not stuck being one way forever. The door to change is always open because you, as you are right now, are constantly in motion. Chapter 4, Seeing changes everything. Think about trying to change something you don't fully see. It's like trying to fix a machine in the dark. You might touch parts, but you can't really understand how it works or what needs to be done. The same is true for our inner world, for our thoughts, feelings, and reactions. If we don't see them clearly, they can easily control us. When a feeling like anger or fear starts, if you don't notice it right away, it can quickly become very strong and take over how you act. You might say or do things you regret later, simply because you were reacting automatically, without seeing what was happening inside you. If you want to know more about how to avoid things that we regret, then make sure to like and subscribe for more videos that will help you become more mindful. But if you can learn to watch your thoughts, your feelings, and the urges that come up with careful attention, you create a little bit of space between the feeling and your reaction. In that space, even a tiny one, you have the freedom to choose how to respond, instead of just falling into an old, automatic pattern. This careful, clear attention is called mindfulness. It's like shining a bright light. It helps you see things exactly as they are in the present moment. It helps you see your thoughts as just thoughts, your feelings as just feelings, without adding extra stories or judging them as good or bad. It's just seeing clearly what is happening right now. The moment you use mindfulness to notice an old habit or pattern, like getting angry quickly, or wanting something too much, and you see it without immediately acting on it, something important happens. That pattern starts to lose its power over you. It's like a rope that starts to fray when you stop pulling on it. This clear seeing is also the start of wisdom, the understanding of how things truly work. Remember to subscribe and like this video to keep up to date with content that can improve your life. This is how you can begin to work with your karma, your old habits and patterns, instead of just following them without knowing why. You start to understand them, and understanding is the first step to changing them. A very wise thinker from a long time ago, named Socrates, said something that connects with this idea. He said, "An unexamined life is not worth living." He meant that we should look closely at our actions, our thoughts, and our beliefs to truly live a good life. This is very much like the Buddhist practice of looking inside ourselves with mindfulness. By paying careful attention, we can understand why we think and act the way we do. This helps us live a more aware life, a life where we make more choices based on understanding, not just old habits. So, if you have felt trapped by your own reactions or old ways of being, consider this deep understanding. The moment you truly see your pattern without judging it, you are no longer completely trapped by it. You've stepped out of an old script. Understanding is key. This shows how powerful simply seeing clearly can be. You don't need to fight against your feelings or push them away. You just need to see them clearly, understand them for what they are, and watch them. This clear seeing is the beginning of freedom from old patterns. The Buddha spoke about the value of mindfulness many times. He said, "Mindfulness, I say, is helpful in every situation." This means that being aware and present is useful no matter what you are doing or feeling. He also used a simple picture to explain how mindfulness protects us. He said, like a guard at a city gate, monks, who stop strangers and lets in people who are known, in the same way, monks, a mindful person, guards their senses, and has control over their senses. This will protect us. Mindfulness acts like a wise guard, helping you see what is coming into your mind and body, so you can choose how to respond, rather than just letting everything rush in and take over. Seeing clearly is the first step toward real change. Chapter 5, Freedom comes from coming home. We often look for happiness and peace somewhere outside ourselves. Don't forget to like and subscribe for even more tips. We might think it will come from having certain things, or being in a perfect place, or from other people. We might even try to run away from the parts of ourselves we don't like, hoping that peace is found by escaping me. But the deep teachings of the Buddha show us a different path to freedom and peace. It doesn't come from running away from ourselves, or from always chasing after pleasure outside. It comes from turning inwards, from looking inside with wisdom and kindness, and finding quietness and calm right there. Peace comes from inside. The way to find freedom is not to dislike parts of yourself, or to judge yourself harshly for your mistakes or difficult feelings. True freedom comes from turning toward all your experiences, even the ones that feel uncomfortable or painful, with kindness, with compassion, and with clear understanding. When you can accept yourself in this way, just as you are, it allows for deep healing to happen. Don't forget to subscribe if you found this helpful. The Buddha taught about practicing loving kindness, compassion, joy for others, and calm even-mindedness. He taught that these qualities, when we develop them starting with ourselves, are the strong base for finding peace and for connecting well with everyone around us. One powerful way to turn inward and find this inner peace is through meditation, which is also called mental cultivation. This will ensure healing. When you sit quietly and gently pay attention, maybe to your breath, or to the feelings and thoughts that arise, you start to come back to a calm, natural state that is already within you. This true nature is often hidden under layers of old habits, worries, and automatic reactions. In meditation, you are not running away. You are finally, truly meeting yourself. This will allow you to find a deep peace. This meeting, done with gentle awareness, is how you begin to heal inside, how you grow inner peace and understanding. It is a way of coming home to yourself. A kind psychologist in modern times, Carl Rogers, talked about an idea called unconditional positive regard. This means accepting and supporting someone completely, no matter what they say or do. When you apply this idea of total acceptance to yourself, it is very much like the Buddhist practice of meeting all your own experiences, your thoughts, feelings, and habits, with non-judging awareness and kindness. This practice of self-acceptance helps you find inner peace and allows you to grow in a healthy way. Now you are getting the most out of yourself. So, if you have been trying to find peace by changing everything outside, or by trying to fix yourself as if you are broken, consider this deep understanding: true freedom isn't escaping yourself. It's finally, fully, and gently arriving in your own presence, just as you are. This idea can change everything. It shows that the path is not about fighting yourself or running away. What a relief! It's about meeting yourself with honesty, with courage to see what is there, and with gentle care. This is the path to real, lasting peace. The Buddha's final words to his followers pointed to this inner strength. He said, "Be a light for yourselves. Rely on yourselves. Do not rely on anyone else. Let the Dharma be your light. Let the Dharma be your guide. Do not rely on anything else." This powerful teaching tells us that the strength and the guidance we need are found within, by following the path of truth and understanding. He also taught about the importance of kindness, saying, just as a mother would protect her only child with her own life, in the same way, you should develop a boundless heart of loving kindness for all beings. Now that you know this great advice, like and subscribe to keep up to date. This starts with turning that same kindness towards yourself. Finding peace is not about changing who you are at your core, but about uncovering the peace that is already there, hidden beneath the layers of our conditioned mind. You can't escape yourself. This might sound like bad news at first, like being stuck. But actually, it is very good news. Why? Because the self you might feel stuck with is not a fixed, solid prison. It is always changing, like a flowing river made of thoughts, feelings, and actions. And because it is always changing, every part of this process can be understood, guided, and changed for the better. You can become better every day. You can do this. You can learn to guide this flowing river of yourself. You do this by paying attention clearly to the present moment. This is mindful awareness. Understanding how things truly are. This is wisdom. Being kind to yourself and others. This is loving kindness. Practicing these ways of being regularly. This is dedicated practice. Become who you want to be. This path of understanding and practice is not always easy. It takes courage to look inside, patience when things are difficult, and gentle, steady effort day by day. But the freedom and peace that grow from this work are real. They are deep, and they can become a strong, natural part of who you are. You are the one who can change your own heart. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.